I'm Simon.
And I'm Stuart.
This week has been all about installing the through hulls.
Turns out they don't just go in.
Even our best made plans are swept away with the tide.
Anyway, let's see if we can get them installed this week. Alright, now we're outside the boat. Let's try test fitting this through hull into the 2 holes we're doing. Alright. We're putting a through hull in that one and that one. Let's start with the one up higher. Yeah, we need to drill that one out. Let's take a look at this one down lower. Yep, I have to drill that one out too. Alright, so let's figure out how we're going to drill those things out. Our first idea is to make a guide to drill out for widening the through hulls. This isn't going to go well. We're here in the aft head, and what we're going to use for guiding our hole saw in is we're going to use a piece of starboard with a hole drilled for the arbor bit. And it's just going to look like this. What we do, put this over, roughly centered, and then the arbor bit can go up through here. And I'll hold the starboard while Simon's on the outside drilling the hole wider. Let's get to drilling those holes. Okay, clamped. We are not working. We even tried making a tapered plug and using that for a guide. Long story short, that didn't work. We need a change in plans for how we deal with these holes. Thankfully, our dad has a better idea, plus the tool to make it happen. So what we got here is 2 hole saws stacked on top of each other, using one of our dad's arbor bits, because that's the only one that we can do it with. And we're gonna try to do it this way and drill out the through hull to a more proper size for our Marlon. Just going to clean the hole up so that the hole saw can act as a guide. Now let's drill the hole to size. Let's see if we can make magic happen. Now let's drill out the rest. And now for a quick detour. Let's see how thick our hull is. Yeah, so we got these through hulls cut out so that we can accept the Marlons in here, and we're gonna take our dial calipers here and see how thick our hull is right next to the keel rope. So just sneak this guy in. Let's do it this way so we can see the number. Wow, you should bring the camera over. I'd call that 3/4 of an inch.
Wow.
That's solid glass, 3/4 of an inch. That's quite a bit of glass.
She's strong.
Oh, she's a strong girl. I think she's pretty solid too. This makes me happy. With some of the holes drilled out, we are now dry fitting the through hulls. They fit! Okay, so this is the through hull in position. Very slight rocking motion. It is time to pivot again. After talking to various experts, we came to the conclusion that we needed to add backing plates for all of the through hulls. This plan involves a lot of epoxy work. So to make it easier, we're going to do all the backing plates at once for all of the through hulls. At least we are building up our skills. These last 3 through hauls took me in total 10 minutes to knock the heads off.
Don't forget, I spent 10 minutes cutting them all for you.
With the through holes removed, we can now clean them up while we wait for the backing plate material to come in.
We're making backing plates today, and I'm getting ready to cut them out of some G10. So let's take a look at that. This here is a 2 foot by 1 foot-ish board of G10. I marked circles for each of the backing plates we're going to cut out. There are 6 5-inch backing plates, 2 slightly smaller 4 3/4 inch, 4 1/2 inch backing plates, and then this is a 4 1/4. All right, let's get to cutting. All right, damage report. Started with the multi-tool bit. It fared okay, but it was very slow to cut, which made me go to the jigsaw. So I started with a scroll cutter. This was 14 TPI. Yeah, it's not 14 TPI anymore. Then we have this one, 18 TPI. This actually fared pretty well and got through all of the cuts. But this one, not much different, burned up after about 6 inches, maybe 4 inches. So, when you cut G10, cut it like metal. Like exactly the same way you would do metal. Because this stuff is tough.
We have been preparing all week for this next step. Tomorrow, we epoxy the backing plates in. Alright, so at the end of yesterday, we didn't film any of it, but what we did is we placed each of the backing plates onto the spot they're going to be going, and we marked in Sharpie around them so that we knew exactly where the backing plate had to sit. The idea being we want the backing plate to be centered on the hole so that all you have to do is slather on the thickened epoxy and toss on the backing plate, and we can call it a day.
Alright, so
Here's the circle we have. We just put backing plate right there. Call it a day. Yeah. We begin by making our first pot of thickened epoxy, 5 pumps of resin and 5 pumps of slow hardener. Then we add colloidal silica until it's a delicious peanut butter consistency. I begin by applying the thickened epoxy to the backing plate. This may have been a good idea at first, but it came with difficulties. I struggled to make sure that there was enough epoxy under the backing plate. So on to the next one. I changed my approach. I applied the thickened epoxy to the hull, building it up like buttering toast while hanging upside down. This goes as smooth as peanut butter, so I continued doing it this way on the rest of the through hulls. The first pot is finished after doing 4 backing plates. Time to make another. And thus begins the rush to apply the second pot. I slather the peanut butter on quickly. At the end, I push the plate down, looking to get good squeeze out all the way around. On to the next one. We now move into the engine room, which has the most difficult to access through hulls. I start with the easiest, that is right next to the door. And this is where our hot pot misadventures take a turn. Our peanut butter went from buttery to mashed potatoes and began to let its magic out. I don't normally swear, but this is one of those times where the sailor language flows out. Nothing like standing in the bilge, hunched over top the engine, and kinda stuck with smoking hot pot in my hands. How bad is this? Bad enough to yeet off the side. Let's relax for a minute, cool off, and chill the resin. We don't want this to happen again on us. Now that everything and everyone is chill, let's get this third pot made and finish installing the backing plates. Time to climb back into the engine room and finish installing these backing plates. The last set of the backing plates were epoxied in place without too much difficulty. Let's go ahead and apply some YouTube magic. Ta-da! Overall, I think this worked out. We will leave these to cure overnight.
And we've still not installed the through hulls.
Darn. This part of boat work really does suck.
We make a plan, we think the plan is great, but everyone has a plan until they meet the road, and our plans seem to fall apart more than often than not.
The last thing we want to do is rush a project, do it wrong, and sink the boat.
So the projects take longer, but this is just the nature of boat work.
This is the story of our misadventures on Bebop. We hope you continue to follow along.
If you enjoyed, please let us know down below.
Don't forget to leave a like
And subscribe.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.